Fire Let's Go COCO GAUFF. Flexed bicep, medium dark skin tone, unbelievable quarterfinal showdown in Wuhan. United States party popper. The air in Wuhan that evening was electric. The floodlights over the Optics Valley International Tennis Center glowed like white suns, cutting through the haze of anticipation. The crowd was a living wave, chanting, clapping, stamping feet in unison. Every seat filled, every phone camera raised. And in the center of it all stood COCO GAUFF. The 21-year-old American sensation had just demolished Zhang Shuai in the previous round. Now, she faced her biggest challenge yet, Aryna Sabalenka, the Belarusian powerhouse, world number 2, and the reigning queen of aggression. It wasn't just a quarterfinal. It was a collision of galaxies. Speed versus power. Precision versus fury. Heart versus havoc. And as the players warmed up, one couldn't help but feel the weight of destiny pressing gently against the air. A dream, a stage, a war. COCO looked across the net, her expression serene. Sabalenka twirled her racket impatiently, her muscles coiled like a tiger's. The scoreboard glowed in blue light. GOFF United States versus Sabalenka Belarus. COCO closed her eyes for a second, inhaling deeply. She heard her father's voice echo from childhood training sessions in Florida. Play free, baby. Play like nobody's watching. She smiled. That freedom, that spark, had taken her from local courts to the biggest stages on Earth. And tonight, the world was watching. The first set, the fire ignites. Sabalenka started strong. Her first serve cracked to the Wuhan air at 193 kilometers per hour, leaving a streak of white noise in its wake. COCO barely touched the return. Game, Sabalenka, the umpire called. The tone was set, but COCO wasn't shaken. She adjusted her wristband, exhaled, and began crafting her rhythm. The next game, she danced on the baseline, her feet light, her focus unbroken. Her returns grew sharper. At 3-3, the tension was molten. A 20-shot rally erupted. Forehands, backhands, lobs, and drop shots. Sabalenka grunted with every strike. COCO countered with silent precision. The crowd gasped as COCO ended the rally with a feather-light slice that kissed the line and died. Sabalenka stared at the ball, then at COCO. The respect was unspoken, but real. "Let's go, COCO!" someone yelled from the American fan section. COCO smiled and clenched her fist. 4-3, GOFF. She broke serve, then held to love. First set, 6-3, GOFF. The crowd roared. She had done it with poise, patience, and power, a symphony of tactical beauty. Between the storms. During the break, COCO sat with her towel draped across her shoulders. She didn't fidget, didn't look at the scoreboard. Instead, she whispered something only she could hear. Stay grounded. One set means nothing. Her coach, Brad Gilbert, leaned forward, calm and analytical. Beautiful tempo. Keep mixing up the pace. Don't feed her rhythm. COCO nodded. Got it. On the other side, Sabalenka smashed her water bottle cap shut, muttering in Belarusian, her frustration raw and visible. She wasn't used to being outmaneuvered. She looked across at COCO, so composed, so controlled, and for the first time, Aryna realized this wasn't a prodigy anymore. This was a champion. The second set, the thunder returns. Sabalenka came out swinging. Her shots grew heavier, her roars louder. COCO found herself on the defensive, forced to run, slide, stretch. 2-0 Sabalenka. 3-1. But COCO didn't panic. She adjusted mid-set, shortened her backswing, focused on consistency. Point by point, she chipped away at Sabalenka's confidence. At 3-3, the rally that defined the match began. A 27-shot exchange that drew gas from every corner of the arena. COCO defended like a magician, stretching for impossible balls, countering with grace. Then, with a flick of her wrist, she sent a cross-court forehand blazing into the corner. Winner. Her 6th of the game. The stadium exploded. Fans screamed, flags waved, drums beat. COCO raised her racket high and shouted, "Let's go!" Even Sabalenka smiled, shaking her head. "Unreal," she mouthed. The turning point. At 5-4, COCO served the match. The weight of the moment was enormous. Her hands trembled slightly as she bounced the ball. First serve, net. Second serve, Sabalenka pounced. 15-30. The pressure was suffocating. The crowd murmured nervously. COCO exhaled, then channeled the calm she had learned from every battle before. Osaka, Swiatek, Zachary, Garcia. She knew this feeling. Next serve, ace, 30-30. Then, a blistering backhand winner. Match point. She looked up to the sky, whispering something under her breath. Then, she unleashed a 184 kilometers per hour serve wide. Sabalenka's return sailed long. Game, set, and match, Gauff. 6-3, 6-4. COCO dropped her racket and fell to her knees. The crowd erupts. COCO! 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 The stadium trembled with joy. Even those who had cheered for Sabalenka stood and clapped. COCO Gauff had done it again, defying odds, expectation, and gravity itself. She rose, smiling through tears, hands on her hips as she looked around the arena, overwhelmed. Her opponent walked over. Sabalenka, usually fierce in defeat, pulled her into a hug. You're the future, kid. Enjoy it. COCO laughed. You make me work for it every time. The interview that broke the internet. The courtside interviewer, barely audible over the crowd, asked, COCO, how does it feel to reach another semifinal after such an emotional battle? COCO, still catching her breath, smiled. It's crazy. I just wanted to stay present, to fight for every point. Arina is such a tough opponent. I had to bring my best. But you know what? Nights like this, they remind me why I love the sport. Then she added, with her trademark humility, and thank you, Wuhan, for the love. Even when I wasn't crowd favorite, I felt your energy. You guys made this special. The translator repeated her words in Mandarin. The audience erupted with affection. Hashtag COCO in Wuhan began trending within minutes. The backstage moment. After the press conference, COCO sat quietly in the locker room. Her phone buzzed nonstop. Texts from Serena Williams, Billie Jean King, Michelle Obama, and even Zendaya. But one message made her pause. Mom, you make it look easy, but we know how hard you've worked. Win or lose, you shine because of your heart. COCO closed her eyes and smiled. Then she looked at her reflection in the mirror, a reflection of determination, humility, and something new, peace. Across the globe, in Florida, kids stayed up late to watch the highlights. In Manila, her friend and doubles partner Alexandra Ela tweeted, Unreal. The semifinal awaits. Her next opponent, IGA Swiatek, the reigning world number one, her longtime rival and friend. Reporters asked, COCO, how do you prepare for someone like IGA? COCO grinned. By remembering she's human, and so am I. It wasn't arrogance. It was clarity. Because COCO understood something few athletes ever truly grasp. The magic isn't in winning. It's in becoming. The eternal flame. That night, as she closed her eyes, COCO could still hear the crowd chanting her name. But she didn't crave it. She cherished it. Because behind every cheer, she heard something deeper. The echo of young dreamers everywhere. Kids with rackets too big for their hands, hearts too full for their age. And maybe, somewhere in those stands, a little girl had whispered to her mom, I want to be like COCO someday. And maybe COCO Gauff, tired, proud, grateful, will wake up tomorrow, smile, and whisper back, You can. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, and share. Till next time.